Hello, welcome to Moving Energies. My name is Patricia Gaviria, and today I have another part of wisdom, the Green 8. That says, allowing brings manifestation. If we think about it, all of us in certain moment of time have to face any situation that is very hard, or problems, could be one or many at the same time, that even though we have tried to fix them or rearrange them, we keep feeling so desperate, hopeless, sad, anxious. Or maybe during our lives, we have been dreaming about achieving something. But even though we have tried, we never got that. So we feel hopeless, like, that's it, I'm not getting it. So usually what we do is we try to move everything, but we don't see any change, or sometimes the things get worse. And we think that maybe if one day that situation changes, we are going to feel better. Or if we get what we want, we're going to be happy. We really believe that the day that our outside world changes, our inner world is going to change. But the thing is, life is the contrary. We have to organize first everything inside, put all our elements together, and then our energy is going to be strong enough to go and rearrange or move our physical world. And to understand how we can do this, we have to remember something. Our mental energy, when it is vibrating in that specific frequency that connects us with the source of positive or wisdom, when we are in connection with that, our mind is capable of using logic, meaning we're going to take the right steps to get the results that we want. When we are in tune with the source, our mind is capable of creating things and bringing new ideas. So we will know how to do in front of those situations, to see if we have to take another path or bring another resource and move things around. When our mind is in tune, it's capable of perceiving everything not as problems. Our mind understands that problems are problems when we see them as problems. So when we are in connection, our mind just sees those situations as something that we have to face and maybe fix or change around, but it's just a matter of time. We're going to be capable of doing it. So we don't feel so overwhelmed with that. So when our mind is in tune, we usually have a positive perspective. We don't see things as too bad. We see the light and the possibilities how to change them. Now, we have to remember that when our mind is vibrating in resonance with the universe, which is positive, by effect, our emotions are also in positive. Meaning, we feel secure, we feel tranquil, with peace inside, even though we have to face those situations that are hard. But we keep our fullness, our open mind. So remember that as soon as we start to doubt or being fearful or desperate, immediately our mind goes out of tune to those lower or higher frequencies or those static spaces where all the capacities of our mind begin to vanish. So the more we go away from that tuning point, our mind loses the capacity to use logic. So either we take the wrong steps to face that situation and probably everything is going to get worse, or if we are so far away from that tuning point, we actually don't know what to do. Our mind is blocked to bring any ideas, or we don't know exactly what to do. Our mind is going to shrink the perspective, meaning even if the situation is small, is not too bad, our mind is going to see it as a huge problem that we don't know what to do with it. And of course, by effect, when our mind is out of tune, our emotions are negative. We feel fearful, insecure, we lose confidence if any time that we try to fix it, we don't get a result. Okay, so we have to understand that if we really want to see changes in our life, the first thing that we have to do is, of course, bring our mental energy to that tuning point that connects us with the wisdom of the universe, that we recuperate our essence, our mental capacities of facing those situations with logic, with creativity, with calm, tranquility, and an intelligence to know how to deal with it. As soon as we bring our energy in tune, we also have to do another thing that is so important, and it's first to believe in the power or the energy that is coming through. We have to believe. If we don't believe, if we have doubt, our mind is going to be out of tune. If we believe, which is one of the powerful natural tools that we have, immediately we connect. And then we have to allow all that energy to manifest 100% in ourselves. Sometimes when we start to manifest this new self, we tend to create resistance. So if we were feeling insecure, and then suddenly we start to feel security, we feel weird, and we tend to go back to the behaviors or thoughts that we are used to. So in order for us to actually bring our energy stronger, we have to not only believe, but also to allow the new manifestations, meaning we're going to be acting differently, thinking differently, seeing a different perspective, and approaching those situations differently. And then we're going to see something change. Let me just bring one example, and I usually bring my own experience because I am a living testimony that people can change. When I was in those years of my youth that I was immersed in depression and confusion, insecurity, I remember that I was so isolated from the world. I didn't want to be part of social life. I was so shy when I was younger. I couldn't be able to raise my hand and ask questions in the school, because I didn't want anybody looking at me, judging me, or asking me things that I didn't know. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. And I always thought this life is like a big dark hole that I don't know how to go out of this. But then I realized later on, when I started my transformation, I realized that we humans are the highest technology of this planet. That we unfortunately believe more in those devices, machines, technologies, medicine that can change our life. But we forget that if we humans are capable of creating those things, it's because we are that and much more. Our mind especially, it's so powerful when we learn how to use them. And when we believe that we are part of a wiser and creative energy that has the essence of positive. And if we allow that energy to flow, we can do it, anything that we want. And we actually can change our physical reality. So when I realized that, I say, okay, so I'm going to allow myself to be secure. And I'm going to stop walking, looking in the ground because I don't want to face people. Now I'm going to take my head up. I'm going to be sure. I am going to be able to face life in a different way. And I remember later on when I wrote my book and I had to go out and tell my story of transformation, for me was like, in the beginning it was so difficult to be in front of people, telling them to be secure. But I did it. I did it because I believed I was able to do it. And in many other aspects of my life, I transformed. Took me many years, but I transformed every aspect of my life. But because I allowed this new Patricia to emerge. I have another example that I want to give you. Many years ago, I was giving a workshop, and one guy came and he talked about one coworker that he didn't like, and they were fighting all the time until the point that they stopped talking to each other. However, his presence bothered my student. He said, all the time I feel this emotion of don't want to even look at the other guy. So during the other weeks, we keep our meditations, trying to connect with the source of positive. And later one day he came and I asked how was his week. And he said, horrible. I said, what happened? So he says, can you believe that suddenly the other guy, it's coming like nothing. He wants to become my friend again. He's so nice. But I am not going to allow that. I cannot forget what happened, and I'm not going to allow that. So I say, okay, you were asking to have and heal your life, and the universe is giving you the opportunity to heal that part of your life. Probably it's not something that you have to be his best friend, but it's up to you. So you have to ask yourself, when you are wanting to have a better life, how much are you willing to believe in the power of the creative energy flowing through you? And how much you are willing to allow that manifestation to come to you? So we have to understand that the more we allow the power of the universe to come and transform our way of thinking, acting, the more we're going to be able to see changes. When we are in connection with the source, the positive aspects that we already have, because we have many, they are going to be reinforced. But the others that are not working are going to manifest in the opposite of what we are used to. And we have to allow those things to come in order to see a different reality. Okay, I hope you enjoy it and keep moving your positive energies.